suiting up for battle. They continued talking until supper was ready. Then all sat down to eat around the table, furnished with the most delicious and rich foods and the best wine. All the talk at the table was on the Lord of the Hill, specifically what he had done, why he did it, and why he built the palace. From what they said, Christian understood that he had been a great warrior and fought with and slain the one who had the power over death, but not without great danger to himself, which made Christian love him even more. For as I understand and believe, said Christian, referring to the great warrior, he was victorious, but not without losing a lot of blood. But he did it all for the glory of grace and with a motive of pure love for his people. At the table, there were other residents of the house who claimed to have seen and talked with him since his death on the cross. They testified to having heard from his own lips that he loves poor pilgrims more than the Eastleys from the West. They said that at another time he stripped himself of his glory for the poor, and they also heard him say that he would not live in Mount Zion alone. Furthermore, he had made many pilgrims into princes, who by their own very nature were born repulsive beggars. They continued talking until late in the evening, at which time they committed themselves to the Lord for protection, and each went to their own bed. Christian was provided a large upstairs bedroom with a window that opened toward the east to catch the sunrise. The bedroom was named Peace. On waking the next morning, he joyfully sang, "Where am I now? Is this the love and care of Jesus? For the men that pilgrims are, to provide that I should be forgiven and live already the next door to heaven." That morning, they all got up and continued talking, but as Christian was preparing to leave, they asked him to stay and see the variety of rare treasures and relics in the house. First, they took him into the study, where they showed him records of the greatest age, which included the recorded ancestry of the Lord of the Hill. It proved that he was the son of the Ancient of Days and came from an eternal generation. These records also revealed the acts that he had accomplished and the names of hundreds of people that he had recruited into his service. They also showed how he had placed them in such living conditions that would never decay or dissolve with the passing of time. Then they read to him some of the notable acts that some of his servants had done, including how they had subdued kingdoms, brought about righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, and escaped the edge of the sword. Out of their weakness, they were made strong and became courageous in battle, which made foreign enemies flee. They read another part of the house record that revealed how willing their Lord was to receive any person into his good graces. This included those that had previously insulted his character and accomplishments. Here, Christian was also viewed a variety of historical documents concerning other famous events, both ancient and modern. He saw prophecies and predictions of things guaranteed to be fulfilled, both to the dread and amazement of enemies and the comfort and relief of his pilgrims. The next day, they led him into the armory, where they showed him all kinds of military weapons that their Lord had specifically provided to pilgrims for battle. There was a sword, shield, helmet, breastplate, all prayer, and shoes that would not wear out. There was enough here to outfit as many men for the service of their Lord as there were stars in the heavens. They also showed him some of the military equipment that many of his warriors had used to accomplish wonderful things. This included the rod of Moses, the hammer and nail with which Jael had killed Sisera, the pitchers, trumpets, and lamps that Gideon used to defeat the Midianites, and the ox goad Shamgar used to kill 600 men. They also brought out the jawbone of an ass that Samson had used to accomplish such great feats. Moreover, they showed him the sling and stone David had used to kill Goliath of Gath, and the sword that their Lord would use to eventually kill the man of sin and have final victory over the predator. Christian was delighted to view all of this and did so until late in the evening, at which time they all went to bed. On the next day, as Christian was preparing to leave again, they said, "Please stay here just one more day. We would like to show you the delectable mountains, which we believe will provide you comfort the closer you get to the celestial city." Christian agreed to stay, and the next morning they brought him up to an observation point on the roof of the palace and said, "Look to the south." When he did, he clearly saw a beautiful land full of hills, woods, vineyards, fruits of all sorts, and flowers, with streams and fountains. It was an amazing sight to behold. Christian was awestruck and asked, "What is the name of this land?" "Emmanuel's land," they said. "This land is designed for you and others like you, and is like the palace on this hill. When you reach the land, you'll have a great view of the gate of the celestial city, which the shepherds who live there will show you."